The family video dropped this afternoon and half the internet still refuses to believe it. Dolly Parton is gone at 80, died today in Nashville. Her nephew, Bryan Seaver, the same guy who ran her security for over 20 years, looked straight into the camera and said she asked him years ago to be the one who told the world when the time came. No cause given, just peacefully. Right now, people are arguing in every comment section whether this is finally real or another one of those death rumors that have been circulating for years. Some are already calling it a cover-up. Others say the timing after Carl Dean's death last year is too neat. Now stay with me because the online reaction is messier than the official story. Seaver posted the video on her official accounts. He introduced himself as the son of her sister Cassie, called her sister Sis, Granny, and Gigi depending on which generation you belong to, and said she is in the arms of Jesus and already with Carl, her parents, and everyone else who left before her. He mentioned she wanted to be laid out on a beautiful bed of plush cotton after a lifetime of heavy rhinestones. Private service only for immediate family. Fans told to leave messages on her site or tag her. That's the official version. 5 days earlier, she was reportedly in Vanderbilt University Medical Center with a kidney and autoimmune issues. 4 days earlier, she told People's Magazine she had ignored her own health while taking care of Carl and her immune and digestive systems, and that her immune and digestive systems have been out of whack. She cancelled the Las Vegas residency months ago, skipped Dollywood openings, and kept saying she was still working. Then, today, this. Now here is where the comment sections go sideways. Some people are convinced the whole thing is staged because she has survived so many previous death hoaxes. Others point to the fact that she planned the announcement video years in advance and say that feels like someone who knew something was coming. A few are already claiming the family is hiding a more dramatic cause. And of course, the old conspiracy accounts are dusting off every rumor that ever followed her. If you'd followed her for decades, you already know the catalog of gossip. Tabloids spent years insisting Carl Dean was a made-up husband because almost nobody ever saw him. She laughed it off and stayed married to him for nearly 60 years until he died in March 2025. Then, the affair rumor. Burt Reynolds, Sylvester Stallone, Kenny Rogers. She once said the press had her sleeping with every man she ever worked with and called the stories crazy. But she never gave a clean, never happened on all of them. She just said she never told if she had. The lesbian rumor with her longtime friend and assistant, Judy Ogle, never died either. Dolly answered it the same way every time. She is not gay, and if she were, she would have come flying out of the closet. Still, the theories kept circulating because the two were inseparable and Carl stayed invisible. There were the tattoo rumors. Roseanne Barr once claimed Dolly was covered in pastel ink from neck to toe. Dolly later admitted she has a few small ones to cover surgery scars, but nothing like a full sleeve. There were the wild claims that she had secret children with Elvis or births, completely false. There was the time she wrote the song Shattered Image because the gossip was dragging people she cared about, and yes, the endless jokes about her chest being so heavy it could break her back. She leaned into most of it and kept working. Today's comments are a mix of pure grief and the same old suspicion. I swear I thought she was immortal. The world just got less sparkly. Finally with Carl. Then right underneath, how many times have we heard she died? Something doesn't feel right about the timing. They never give a cause when it's something they want to hide. A few conspiracy pages are already suggesting that the health issue was a smokescreen. Most people are just posting old clips and crying in the replies. She had real health trouble in the last year and a half. Kidney stones so frequent she joked doctors pulled more rocks out of her than the quarry in Rockwood, Tennessee. Immune system problems, the digestive problem, dizziness and dehydration that forced her to cancel appearances. After Carl died, she admitted she stopped taking care of herself. In May, she cancelled the Vegas show for good. In mid-August, she skipped another Dollywood event because the doctor told her she wasn't traveling. Then the hospital stay last week. Then today. Online, the tone is mostly heartbroken. Rebel McIntyre posted that there will never be another. Casey Musgrave said the world feels less sparkly and she's glad Dolly is with Carl. Trump ordered flags lowered for a week and called her one of the greatest ever. Celebrities from every corner are posting old photos. At the same time, the comment threads under every new post are full of people who still remember the 2023 to 2025 death hoax and are waiting for the "gotcha, she's fine" video that never comes. Some of the older controversies are getting recycled today. The Times radio stations refused to play Down from Dover because it was about an unwed pregnancy and a stillbirth. The school that banned the Dolly and Miley song for supposedly being too progressive. The occasional political pylon when she said something about drag queens or the word Dixie. None of it ever stuck for long. She kept the same persona for 7 decades and most people decided the rhinestones and the kindness were real enough. So here we are on the day the announcement finally came. The nephew, who was asked years in advance to deliver the news. No cause was given, private funeral, hundreds of millions of books already given away through Imagination Library. A theme park that employs thousands, songs that still play in grocery stores, and on playlist of people who weren't even born when she wrote them. The question floating through everyone's comment section right now is simple and uncomfortable. How much of the story we were told for 60 years was carefully managed, and how much was just Dolly, Big Dolly? The private husband nobody saw, the affairs that may or may not have happened, the health problems she joked about until they weren't funny anymore, the death video she planned in advance, and if the family is telling the truth, then a woman who spent her life controlling her image decided exactly how the final chapter will be written. If the online skeptics are right about anything, then we are missing some pieces. Either way, the comments will keep arguing long after the flags come down. Now don't forget to like and subscribe, and I will see you on the next one.